Hello, welcome back to my channel. I just thought I'd do another impromptu little video just going over 4 books to keep it simple, and at the end I'll just tell you a little about who I've knitted this to, what YouTuber, and who I'm sending it to as a little gift. They don't know me and I don't know them too well except their channel. Anyway, let's start here with Thomas Hardy, Under the Greenwood Tree. Thomas Hardy being my second favourite novelist, writer. I read this quite a long time ago. The condition is bad because my cat tried to destroy it. He likes to kind of destroy books, and I rather stupidly left some of my classics on the floor. So I've moved them all out the way. And thankfully, my cat did not get my Jane Austen, precious Jane Austen, or my Brontes, and only ripped to shreds one other book about aromatherapy. So that's semi-disposable, I think. So one of Thomas Hardy's most greatly loved and gentlest books. That's an unusual term, gentlest books. What does it mean by that? I'm a bit curious about those types of descriptions. It's an unashamed idyll and picturesque portrait of the long vanished pastoral society of early Victorian England, and so it established himself as a writer. Obviously it's quite a small one, so easy to get through, unlike sort of Return of the Native and Jude the Obscure. Over here it's beautiful illustrations that go with a little bit of poetry. Yes, it does stem back from my days when I used to collect books for youngsters I used to teach. Midnight Visitors. Feels like, I bet this sort of happens in my garden if I were to go out at night and see, which I do from time. I'll be honest with you, I do. I have a fox that visits, and I've seen hedgehogs. Certainly got mice and things, and little rat. I think, is that a mouse or a rat? Hedgehog comes snuffling in his prickly coat, scuffing the leaves for slugs. Cats come soft as a moth, a shadow painted on the lawn by moonlight. Owl comes floating, sits still as a cat on the wall, watching, listening. Mouse freezes under the leaves on tiptoe paws, quick eyes pin bright, hungry. That's by Irene Rounsley. So I hope I haven't done something very wrong in terms of copyright, but by reading her poem. Anyway, there we go. So that's that. Now, Edith Fromm, I'll go back to that one in a moment, which is a little bit precious to me. Edith Wharton, Edith Fromm, another really narrow one. As you can see, I like my Wordsworth classics, mainly because they were cheaper than the Penguin editions at a time when I wanted to buy. And obviously these were coming into the public domain, being reprinted and could be sold at, this is £1.50. And I don't even think that was more than a couple of pounds, £2-3. So we like cheap classics, especially when there's really nice picture illustrations. I do like my old style sort of classical pictures from artists who are stunning illustrations and artists. At the back, at least they do. Yes, they do credit the artist, thankfully. Henry Durry, 1820 to 63. Poor guy, only lived to 43. That beautiful illustration. I was just looking here, though, going back to this one. I have no idea. I've looked through this Oxford University Press, just a little pamphlet-style book of poetry, mainly for children, but I think there is much for adults. There isn't a mention of the illustrators, and you look how we're sent away by these beautiful illustrations that we kind of take for granted, but somebody illustrated those and did those. And I do sometimes think that illustrators and artists get a bit of a raw deal. It's like they create these wonderful things that send us into a world of magic and imagination and mystery and everything. I don't know what I'm saying here, but we don't know who they are. It's just, I don't know. Do they get paid enough? I don't know. So Edith Wharton, so let's just say on a poor farm near Starkfield in western Massachusetts, Edith Fromm struggles to wrest a living from the land, unassisted by his whining and hypochondriacal wife Zena. It's a little bit judgmental, isn't it? Whining and hypochondriacal. I'm sure we've all could be labelled that from time to time. When Zena's young cousin Mattie Silver is left destitute, the only place she can go is Ethan's farm. Funny, isn't it? A little bit sexist there, Ethan's farm. Well, it's him and his wife's farm, and if the wife has bore children for him. You know, it's a family farm, but that's interesting. But you know, I do the audio versions of Edith Wharton currently because I'm just not um, in the mood to read too much due to just personal circumstances. But I've done a few of the audio versions. I do like the kind of narrators with the American accent that kind of goes with the feel of this American writer. There we go. And let's just, last but not least, really precious book of mine. Here we go. Hamlet. Hamlet. Prince of Denmark. So this was the precious one that was given or bought when I did my A-level English literature. Ton of marginalia all over the place. Look at that, you know, underlinings, etc. I've got appalling handwriting. But I'm going to reread Hamlet. I need to really indulge and get back into it. I adore it. If you are wanting to do a film version, I recommend the 1948 Laurence Olivier black and white version of Hamlet. It is so full of atmosphere. It is the best. And that's the one we watched when we were studying Hamlet. But of course, we had to read and study and discuss. For example, sad speech tells them his feelings expressing great emotion. In prose, reason, not poetical. I spelt prose wrong. But then I was only about kind of 16 when we were introduced to Hamlet. And it was really my first Shakespeare, I think. And there we go. So thank you for listening. I had recorded this previously, but it vanished. So this scarf is to be sent to a wonderful YouTuber who I follow and binge watch. They are based in Wales, Rhondda Valley, and I think these colours may suit them. And if they don't like it, I will say, please pass this on to someone who might get some benefit from wearing this snug, warm scarf that I have just basically knitted in garter stitch. And there we are. Thank you for watching this 7 minutes of recording. Let's just hope this one does record now.